Hello everybody, this is Kim with Kim's Creations and Card Ministry coming to you on a recorded video. It is almost 11 p.m. Again, of course, it's late at night, but you'll see this tomorrow, so that's fine. But this is September the 20th, 2023, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I'm here to show you a couple cards that I've made over the last couple days. And to show you some other things that are going on with Stampin' Up. So, let's see. This week, fall comes. I think Friday or Saturday is the first day of fall. I mean, crazy. I don't feel like I got to enjoy summer. I did go to the beach last week, which was great. It's just I need to go more than once a year. I just missed it so much, but I had a really nice time, and my son drove, and he and I went, and we just pretty much relaxed the whole time. I ended up having a class last night, Tuesday night. This is Wednesday, almost Thursday. Is that right? Is today Wednesday? Yeah. Anyway, I ended up having a class last night, and so I wanted to show a couple of cards that I made with my class, and we're going to make another one. Just we're going to change the color. And also, I've been working on cards for men, more masculine cards to finish up the collection so that I can take them out to the nursing homes. And then I got to get busy on my veterans cards and my cards for Meals on Wheels. So, and I'll show you some of those masculine cards that I've been working on also. I've done this fractured card before. I believe there's a video. This technique here is called a fractured card. It looks kind of like you've cut out all these pieces to make the card, but it's really much easier than that. But we made this in the class using Pretty Peacock, Lost Lagoon, this distressed gold paper, which I think is available, but it's like low inventory. It's only $5. You get 2 sheets. It is beautiful. And when you just use little bits of it, it goes kind of far. I die cut some leaves from the gold as well. Let me show you which set I used for this card. The stamp set I used was this Season of Chic. It is in the annual catalog. And what's really cool, because you've got snowflakes, you've got seashells, you've got flowers, and you've got fall leaves. So that's your season. Different seasons that you can use. So on this one, I used my leaf. I stamped this leaf. It's a double stamp. I stamped it, and then I used the die cut set that comes with it and cut that out. It also comes with these 4 outline. It comes with 4 outline stamps, just like outlines. This one, and then there's 2 here that I put on the inside. So I cut those out of the gold also. And then this is it's a gold and a silver pack, combined pack in the annual catalog as well. So very simple card. I used very vanilla. The Thinking of You came from this. I think everything that was stamped came from this set. Yep, You Are Amazing Beyond Measure from the inside, and then the Thinking of You here on the outside. But if you want any help doing this card, feel free to contact me. Or like I said, if you can maybe find a previous video that has this on it. But if not, yeah, just text me, 864-752-5688. The other class card we did in our class was this one. And we all did a different color. The 2 ladies, one of them did the gold. It's the crushed curry golden. One did with this color of paper. And the other lady used a garden green color, and they both turned out cute. I have a picture of one, and I'm going to post it on my Facebook page. So if you want to find my Facebook, it's Kim's Creations with a K, and the and sign Card Ministry, KIM''S Creations with a K and Card Ministry, and that's where you can find me on Facebook. I do try to go onto that page and post photos of my cards. I still haven't set up a website. I work another job full time, so sometimes it's just hard to get these things done and figure out the best thing to do. So this set used for that, I've been wanting to use this set and I had not used it yet, this Everyday Thanks. So like this one, you know, was for school teachers or kids in school, something like that. Band-aids, a little stethoscope. These can be for doctors, nurses, emergency care workers. This could be emergency care workers, police. This could be a coach. And look at the little heart that it makes, the whistle. It could be a coach or it could be a police officer as well. Thanks. And then this one says thank you for everything you do. You could put the thank you on the outside for everything you do on the inside. But we all decided we needed some birthday cards, so we turned it into a birthday card. The one thing I forgot to do, so here's my little bird set, is, so you know the birds have little glasses. Well, I've got him popped up on some dimensionals, so it was going to be kind of hard to stamp the glasses on him. But this one, which from the very get-go, I thought it was a balloon. Let me see if I see my paper where I stamped all these stamps on here. Here it is. Right here. I mean, I love this set. I just adore this set. It's precious. Y'all, it's just $20. It's on page 48 in the catalog. Adorable. You can use pencils, crayons, markers, whatever you want to color them with. But I thought this was a balloon. And then somebody told me it was an eye monocle. But from the get-go, I thought it was a balloon. So I didn't think about it. I should have put a balloon on the inside of this card with this little bird. But so decorated the inside as well. And then on the back, I went ahead and stamped another bird because I had to put the glasses on one. So I may put a balloon with this little guy just to do that. And we're going to make one of these tonight. So I'm going to set this one over here so I can see it. And so those are the two sets, the Bird's Eye View and the Everyday Thanks. This card, I didn't do this one as a class. It was just actually a challenge from my team leader. They had a big mini catalog kickoff event that we all could attend and watch things, and they were giving away prizes and whatnot, and they usually do a challenge, and this was a color challenge. So they gave us 3 colors. I mean, and it didn't have to be the exact colors that they showed us, but I used pecan pie, crushed curry, and for the most part, the Lost Lagoon, although I did pull in a little bit of the parakeet, the Pretty Peacock, the little darker, because I liked the contrast of the dark paper behind this. So I just used my blending brush and blended in those 3 colors. And then of course I did that truck stamp set called Trucking Along, and stamped this and punched it out with the coordinating punch. A cute set. Again, I just love this set. You're All Kinds of Wonderful, I believe that came from, it's like an outdoorsy set. What is it called? Oh, it came from Lighting the Way. The You're All Kinds of Wonderful came from that. This is a good set. I haven't used this enough. I need to do some more with this set. Oh, and here's a piece of that. This is what I have left of this distressed paper. So it's just plain white on the one side. But I had some leftovers from that other card that I showed you a minute ago with the leaves on it. And I had some little scraps left. And I have some more scraps like that. So I'm not throwing these away. These scraps will get used. Actually, I think I used a piece on the inside as well. Yep. A little something to brighten your day. And this came off of it actually was a sentiment of a paper pumpkin I had sitting here on my desk. It was this one, I think. A little something to brighten your day. It came from whatever set was in June 2020. I have the date, but I didn't write down the name of the set. but that's what that came from. So this is one of the ones, I'm going to take this one to the nursing homes. So this will be one of my cards, masculine cards to go there. So I thought this was kind of neat. So you pick a blue and kind of a golden color and a brown color and make something with the card. Anything with the card, you know, using these three colors and as, you know, your main focal point of color. And then you posted it on my upline, posted on her page, and then she'll choose. She just puts everybody's names in a pot that participated, and she draws out a name, and they win a prize. I don't know. I think they're doing prizes tomorrow, so I don't know if I'll win or not. That's the only one I had time to do because I was on vacation. Most of the time, they were doing the doing all their events and stuff for the catalog kickoff. And I carried some stuff for me to do, and I said that's only if it's going to rain, only if it rains, because we did have rain in the forecast because of the hurricane. And we ended up having great weather, and the only rain that we had was at night, one night after we were already going to bed. So it turned out great. We had some beautiful weather. But anyway, so there's that card. I'd like to do some challenges for you guys. If get on my Facebook page and you want to participate in any challenges, or just send me a message. Let me know you'd like to participate in some challenges and get an opportunity to win some prizes. And again, I think I'm up to 42 subscribers because I had somebody subscribe this afternoon. Late, I had 41. And then I'm pretty sure I got a message that somebody else had subscribed. So I think I have 42. I need 50, y'all, and I can start doing lives. And as people pop in here and comment, then I can draw from all the people that commented and award them a prize at the next live. Right now, I'm doing just lives whenever I have time to do them. I mean, doing my videos whenever I have time to do them, which obviously is late at night. But I will try to work out a couple regular times each week that I can do the lives so people know, and then they can come watch and earn a prize. All right, so that's that. That's in my masculine card set. Next, let me move. Oh, so I've been working on some masculine cards. I'll show you those in just a minute. But before I do that, the news that we got, I guess yesterday, they put out news, is that they've done a clearance rack refresh on the Stampin'Up.com website, which means they've gone into the clearance items and added some more things to it. So they're probably going through the warehouse and saying, oh, we got this many of this and this many of that. Let's go ahead and see if we can get them sold. So they put them on the clearance rack. Some of the prices, I mean, have really, really been marked down. I'm going to pull out my iPad here because I was going to show you. So this Apple Harvest is in our annual catalog. Hang on a minute. It's in the annual catalog, Apple Harvest. Or you can just type that in the search box. Or you can type in that number 159944 to find it. It is available on the website, Stampin' Up. Which reminds me, if you don't have a demonstrator and you would like to order some things, either for yourself to craft or to send to somebody as a gift, or even if you would like to gift my quote unquote nonprofit organization, that's another thing I need to do. If somebody can help me figure out how to get set up as a nonprofit, that would be wonderful. Because I give away all my cards, but I'm starting to get low on inventory. So if anybody would like to contribute to my inventory, again, you can message me at 864-752-5688, and I can help you figure out how to do that. Let's see. I want to view all. I want to go to clearance. Okay, so I'm on the page. So if you were to go onto the Stampin' Up website, Stampin'Up.com, I think it's right here. They'll put find a demonstrator. okay, right there. And for you to, you can type in a name, or you can type in I think a zip code or a city and a state. Unfortunately, my name does not come up on the city state. I don't know why it was supposed to. I think they've changed it. So if you want to find me and use me as your demonstrator, you'll have to type my name in, Kimberly O'Brien, Kimberly, and then space O'Brien, Obrien. And you can find me that way, and you can select me as your demonstrator if you don't already have one. And then, so we're going to go to clearance or specials. Where does it tell me? Does it say it on here? How about, let's do this. There's usually something up here that says, all right, let's just do shop products, embossing, ink, kits, paper and package, product suites, punches, scrapbooking stamp. Where is, that's just so weird. There's usually on the customer website, there's a place to do clearance. But mine's going to look a little bit different than yours, my customer site. So, bundles, suites, online, kits, products, what's new, specials. There we go. Let's go to specials. Alrighty, here we go. Clearance. Now we'll pull up the clearance items, and they've added a bunch of these. And some of this stuff is marked down really low. This is memory pack and more. This is great if you like to do scrapbooking. It's $4. It's got a ton of things that you can use. You can also use them for card making. There's some envelopes and cards, $4. I think it's a pack of 20 envelopes and cards for $4. These cute little adhesive back things are just $3.80. I think there's something even in here for like $2 and something. Here's some papers. If you got somebody that likes to ride motorcycles, there's the motorcycle paper. Some dies. All right, and this is the apple blossom die. This is the one right here that I was looking for. It was regularly it was $35. Yeah. And it's on sale for $14. And it will cut out some of our stamps here. Okay. Let's see if they've got some samples that we can see. Well, that's what all the dies look like. So let's see. This one's going to cut out this one, I believe. I think that's going to cut, it's these open ones. That's going to cut out that, and that's going to cut out, that one's going to cut out this. And then you've got something there that you can do a sentiment on. These little, these are the little flowers. You can cut out this flower. There's 2 of those. And then there's some other flowers that you can just use the die cuts for. And because they've got dimension. I don't know if you can see that or not. Let me make that bigger. They've got dimension in them, so you can just cut them out. And look at all those little leaves that you can cut out, and the branch. So, oh, and look at that. It's got that little wavy thing at the bottom that you can do on the edge of a paper. So it's really several things, all of, other than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Everything else could be used independently without the stamp set. But since the stamp set is in our catalog, our annual catalog, right now, I mean, you can get them both. So it's a great deal. Let me go back to, whoops, come back here. Let's do this. There were a couple other things. Let's see what else is in clearance here. I'm hoping I had that where y'all could see it. Pull my, yeah, I think I did. That's another thing. If I do a live, I'll be able to put my iPad up here and I can see if I'm in the picture or not. So I have to stand up every once in a while and look at my camera and make sure I'm in the picture. Some more dies. Oh, well, here's the stamp set, the Yeti. So the stamp set's $12.50, and I believe I saw, there it is, the Yeti dies, $11.20. Look, they were regularly $28. And then the Yeti stamp set was regular $18 down to $12.50. So you can get that whole set right there. It's available. Trying to remember if some of these other ones have both. I know at one time I had gotten the sunflowers. Now they're retired now, and I had just got the stamp set. Well, then later they put the dies on sale, so I went and bought the die set too. But I got it when it went on sale. I was willing to do without it, but then when it went on sale, I decided to get it. Look, here's a nice fall set. This Hello Harvest cling stamp set's just $16. It was $23 originally. I don't know. Oh, and the Splendid Day, this Splendid set, Splendid Thoughts cling stamp set, and then here's the Splendid die set. So this stamp set is $16, and the dies are $8.25. And this is a beautiful set. I love this set. I couldn't believe that they retired it. But anyway, and look, there's some ribbon for $3.20. Some more ribbon marked way down. All these ribbons are marked way down. Those adhesive back trinkets are $3.60. There's some paper for $4.80. Oh, there, $2.40. These lovely layers. It's some vellum pieces. Coming on down. That's if you like to do slimline cards. Those are dies for slimlines. This is a $3 ribbon. Some $3 hexagons. Some $3 twine. This is a nice pack. I believe we still have all these colors as part of our color. I love this on summer cards, the faux sea glass. There's some Valentine stuff. Yeah, look at this punch, the penguin punch. I love the penguin builder punch. You don't have to have the stamp set to do him, okay? You can do him without the stamp set. $4.50. This was originally $19. The gingham embossing folder is really nice. It's down to $4.50. These little craft boxes are $4. I really like those. I had some of those. I've used them for a couple of donation gifts. And this little set of boxes is on sale. The soft pastels are on sale. Oh, that reminded me. I do want to get some of those soft pastels. I hope I put them down in my store. I'm gonna wait and either shop next week or the first week in October. I've got a list, and I'm just hoping the stuff I want is still there when I go shopping. So, and there's a few more items on clearance. This metallic mesh ribbon is really cool. It's $3.20. There's a nice little tag punch for $11.40. Some old retired mint macaron blends. It's a really pretty color. There's a fancy tag topper punch. Lovely labels punch. This jar punch. There's some Christmas ornaments that are really cute. And the daisy, I mean, you can't ever get enough of the daisy. So there you go. Lots of neat things on the clearance rack. So I just want to let y'all know about that. Find me as your demonstrator, Kimberly O'Brien. Type me into search. And then if you spend less than $150, please use my host code, because then I can get qualify for some free purchases if you use my host code. I can combine smaller orders, and then with $150 you get free product. Now, of course, if you spend $150, I want you to get your free product. So do that. If you have any questions about ordering this, just let me know. I'll be glad to help you with that as well. All right, we're going to make our card. Then we're going to make this little guy, and we're going to make him in red. And again, I think I'm going to make it a birthday card, because I'm going to put it on my batch. No, I'm not going to make it a birthday. I think I'm going to make it one of my, I think it, I don't know if it'll qualify for masculine or not. Well, we'll figure it out. I used a bunch of different blending markers, but you can use any markers or pens or crayons or colored pencils. Colored pencils are great. I used to use colored pencils all the time before I discovered blending pens, and I still use my colored pencils. But what you'll need is half a piece of cardstock. It's 8.5/11. You cut it in half at 5.5. You score it at 4.25, and you fold it. So that's your base of your card. This one I used white, so I'm changing it up just a little bit. Then this came out of the Brights, a package of the Brights paper. So this is real red. It's one of the patterns. So there's 2 different designs, so 4 different patterns, and there were several pages of each one. So here's a few of the other colors. So one of the ladies used this color, and then one of the ladies used this color. So the front and back of that one, and then the front and back of the red and the purple. And then there's other colors in there too, but these are all part of that Brights. I think it's the Brights package that Real Red is in. So this is 5.25. Let me double check over here at my little ruler. Yeah. So this piece is 5.25 by 4, so it fits just right on the front of your card with just a tiny bit of a border around the edges. You could use the other side with the hearts if you wanted to. But for this card, because that's a lot more white, and I'd rather have them more red. So I'm going to use this one. And then, so these came in 6x6 sheets. So I had a couple little pieces left over when I cut it. I have this piece left over. So it was here. And then I have this little side piece left over. Well, I could use that whole thing for another card, but I'm going to go ahead and use at least part of this on the inside of my card, or maybe the outside. I used it on the outside here on the heart side. All right. So that was, and this was crumb cake, and I took another and cut this little piece out of crumb cake. That's cut out with this really neat punch. It's called the Decorative Circle Punch. It's in the annual catalog. It's a really neat punch. And this paper right here, I think it's 3x3 maybe, a 3x3 square. So it's really neat. It's got like this ledger paper on the back, and then this is actually you can punch that out with what were those punches called? There were 2 punches. It was the X. This one. The set's called Inked and Tiled Punch Pack. So there were 2. There was this one and this one. And I believe this is in the annual. Did I write that on here? Yes, it's in the current annual catalog. But and it came with a really pretty set of papers and stamp set as well. But you could punch this out. I'm pretty sure that fits just right in there. But of course, that's not what I'm going to use it for. Well, I can't get it all the way down in there. Let's see. I could do this one. Yeah, so that fits. It's just, I would have to cut off a little bit more off the edge in order for it to fit. But I'm using this side of this paper. And that paper comes from this really huge pack in the catalog. It's called, I looked it up a few minutes ago. Delightfully Eclectic 12x12 Designer Scissors paper. It's a huge pack of papers, a variety of colors. All right, so that's what this came from, and I'm not using the pink side. I'm using the ledger paper, and then for the inside, I'm not doing. We'll usually do a 5.25 by 4, and it fits just like this red piece does on the inside. But I'm starting to run low on paper, so I'm making mine a little bit smaller and trying to get more out of my paper. So this one's 4.5 by 3.5. I had a piece of scrap, and I just got it to where it would fit pretty good. I'm gonna put that on the inside of my card. And then I need a scrap piece to stamp on. So, because I need to stamp my bird, stamp my little books here, and then stamp my pencil. So again, the pencil came from this Everyday Thanks. It is a red rubber set, and I will use my Memento Black to stamp it. I'll make sure I got this up where y'all can see it. Stamp it right here. Make sure y'all can see. And then the bird that I used out of Bird's Eye View was this one right here for the front. Now there are no die cuts for these. A pencil's like really easy to cut out. The bird's a little bit harder to cut out, but I didn't cut out but one bird, so it's not too bad when you don't have a lot to have to cut out. So I'm gonna stamp my little bird right here. Might go ahead and stamp another one. We'll see how much space I have left when I get through here. Thing's falling over here. Make sure I got that in my camera view. Let's see. Can't quite get my whole piece of paper in. I was trying to see how far down I can go. I'm going to put myself a little line right there so I know about how far down. It needs to be about right here. I need to try to stay above that line. Okay. So there's my bird. And then the books. Okay. There's something on my stamp pad that doesn't belong there. Let's see if I can get that off with my bone folder. Come on. I better clean my bone folder. And my fingers. I probably got this all over my fingers now too. Ugh. Well, it came off or not. I know where that little scrap got to. But I've got ink all over the place now. I'll stamp this right here. I think I have another thing of books over there already stamped out that I can, so I need to stamp another one of those. Yeah, but I'll stamp another bird and another pencil to use later on something. I think I might, I'll just do another one of the same bird here. I'm not going to color all of these. Why? I don't think y'all want to watch me color. And where did I put the pencil, Kim? I had it. Oh, it's up here. Here's the pencil. I have room to put a pencil, another pencil on here. And I'll show you what colors that I did for the pencil. Of course, like I said, you can use some colored pencils. You can find colors that will work just as well. You know, just scribble on the side and see how they look before you decide to go with it. But so what I used here for my pencil, because we don't have what is that color? This yellow is the crushed curry. We don't have that in a blender pen. Now it does come in one of the Stampin' Right markers, but I don't have hardly any of the Stampin' Right markers. But I do have it in the, I do have this daffodil, and it works pretty good. And you can see that yellow right there. So it's the, I'm using the dark daffodil. This is one of those pens that I use a lot. And so the other side that has the brush end of my tip is pretty much bit the dust. I don't have, and I have, this is my second set of these I've gone through in, well, maybe a year. That's not terrible. I'm just going to color that much right now. The other thing that I used for the eraser, this is light Flirty Flamingo. The first ones I did in dark, but now I'm doing them in the light. I think I like the light a little bit better. Let me see. I don't think I held them up to each other. No. I think either one would work though. This one is just a tad bit lighter than the one I did on this card. So, but I think either one works. And then, of course, for the tip of the pencil, I just used black. And you just gotta be careful so that you don't. This is a Stampin' Right marker, so that's what I'm saying. You can get Stampin' Right markers in every color. So they just don't work like blender pens do. But this isn't enough space where you're blending anyway, so it doesn't really matter on these kind of things whether you're using whether you're trying to blend things. It's not as big a deal. The tip of the pencil on this one, I used ivory. Yes, I used ivory right here. Again, this one's running low, but I didn't realize how low this one was running. I think I used it some on my monkeys, and that's probably why I got used a good bit on my little monkeys. So there we go. And then for this little, it's a little metal strip around the pencil, up there between the eraser and the wood. I've been using the light smoky slate. I don't know if I have enough in here to do that or not, but I will try. I will, is this the light or the dark? Yeah, it's the light. It's actually coming out. So, if you use the blender pens, they do bleed through. So you want to be careful when you're using these, like on your envelopes, or if I were to just do this directly on my card, it's going to go through, and I'll show you. I don't know if you can see this or not, but there's a tiny bit of purple right here bleeding through, because I totally did not think about it when I came back and put this little guy on there, and did not think about that bleeding through. Most of it's fine because it had this extra piece of paper. See, because I colored him on here. If I had colored him directly on this, we'd see him right here. But it was done on a separate piece of paper, and then when I decided at the last minute to do this little guy on the back, I forgot. And so we got a little tiniest bit of bleed through right here. I don't know if you can see that or not. It's not bad enough for me to be concerned about it. All right, so what was I working on? Oh yeah, I did finish that. So, and like I said, this piece is this little guy's easy to cut out, not a problem. And make sure, I may not have used the right color on that. I was supposed to use ivory. It looks the same. Okay, so I've used the light Flirty Flamingo, the Daffodil Delight in the dark, the ivory and black, and the light smoky slate. That's what I used on my pencil. And you can mix this up any way you want to. So the paper that I'm using right here is the Real Red. So I'm using Real Red markers. You can use dark or light or both. I think I'm going to do this one a little bit different than my other one. But I've got another one I've already colored. I'll show you in a minute. So on this one, the books I'm doing more to go with my base color here. So like those books, I did colors that looked okay with the purple. Now I want to do colors that look okay with the red. So obviously the red is one of them. I went outside the lines there a little bit, but it doesn't matter a whole lot because we'll be cutting that out too, and so you won't really notice that I went outside the lines. So I used a light azure afternoon for one of my colors. I think I'm gonna put it down here, light azure afternoon. I love this color. It's so pretty. Well, I like blues, just about any blue. I pretty much like all of them. And I can use it in some other spots as well. I'll put it here. Let's put it here. Put it here. Okay. And parakeet is, I used a green. Well, I'll show y'all. So the one I've already colored, so I wasn't going to have to color and cut out for y'all. Here's the one I did. And this one's going to be a little bit different. And I'm probably going to quit here and not color the rest of it, but I did want y'all to see a little bit. And like I said, it's not that hard. And even this parakeet party, that end of my tip is starting to go. So I'm getting it. I like using the brush end. But when, you know, if you use the brush end and you push down on it, then it's not going to work anymore. And you can't push down on those brush ends. You have to brush with the brush ends. So, and then I did use Tahitian Tide, because you can kind of see here I used two different blues. And then for the end of the book covers, on this one I used the ivory again. But my ivory pen was going, so I pulled in this, these are the ones that have the numbers. This one, I think it's medium light, SU 700. I wonder if it went a little darker than I wanted it. What about SU? I wonder if 800 is lighter or darker. Let's see. And I have a swatch with these somewhere, but I don't know. Okay, so that one is the 800. I can't remember which order is lighter and darker. And then this is the 700. Let's see. So the 700's got a little bit more, maybe a red tint to it. So I think I'm going to do, which one had the more red tint? The one I just did, right? That's why I want to be live, so y'all can remind me. I think the 800. I think I'm going to use the 800. Let's double check that. Yeah, I'm going to use the 800 for the sides of my books here, for the pages. Again, if I go outside the lines over here in the curvy section, it's not going to matter a whole lot because I will be cutting this out. I'll come back later and finish coloring that one. And then the bird. So I'm going to use these books. I've already cut out a pencil and I've already cut out a little bird. And you just have to, so I put orange, the pumpkin color around his little legs, and you just have to be real careful cutting those out. Just leave a little bit of space, a little bit of stuff to cut them out. And then I went back over them and colored them again so I wouldn't have any white showing. But first thing I did was I took my Real Red and put it on all the little dark spots. I used my pumpkin pie to do his nose and his feet and legs. And then I colored with some, I believe I used this lemon lolly yellow because it was a little lighter than this yellow. So the lemon lolly, you can mix the lights and the darks however you want to do it. So you can see there's some yellows in there, and then there's some of the parakeet party green in there as well. Oh, and I even put a little pink on his cheeks. So, and these things, you just kind of got to play with the colors. I'm not always real happy with my birds. That one's okay, you know. I might like this one a little better. I had one up here that I did one day, and I wasn't crazy about how it turned out. But I may end up still using it. I might try to fix it up a little better. But like I said, you just got to play with these blender pens to get them like what you want. All right, so we'll finish putting our card together. We've cut out our pieces. Ta-da! I'll set this aside. I'll finish cutting those out later. I will need to be stamping some stuff on the inside. I'll come back and get to that in a few minutes as well. I want to go ahead and put the card together. So we will make sure I'm putting it on the right side so that I can open it correctly. So we'll put our paper. I think my tiny glue bottle's about empty, but we're gonna do this. Now I just used to use liquid glue. Stampin' Up sells a Tombow brand of liquid glue. It's the green bottle. Before I started doing Stampin' Up though, I've been doing scrapbooking and cards long before I even knew about Stampin' Up. And I'd already started using this art glitter glue, and I just love it so much. And I tried the Tombow. I just like this art glitter glue so much better, so that's what I still use. And I like using the tapes sometimes. And then of course Stampin' Up has dimensionals, which we're going to be using on this card. Now I got to decide how I want to finish this. Do I want to put, I'm almost thinking I want to put a piece of, so I'm going to put my birds this time. So on this one I had them on the, I pulled in a piece of Highland Heather. This is Gorgeous Grape. I pulled in a piece of Highland Heather. I think I want to keep my where did my books go? Oh, there they are. Went flying up there at the top. So my books will go here. I think I need to go around that with my black marker a little bit because the white's showing when I lay it on top of my crumb cake. I'm almost thinking about going with a piece of crumb cake right here along the edge. I think I will. Let me see if I have a scrap. Oh, I do. I might just use this thin strap. Or I've got some of this gold too. So I could use this gold. Nope, don't like it because it's going to have this right on top of it. So don't want that. And I don't really have any of the gold over here, so I don't like that. I think I'm going to just go with this piece of crumb cake and put my pencil somewhere and stamp my happy birthday. I like my pencil up here. And I don't want to stamp happy birthday this time. I'm going to do something different. Go stamp. I still think I like it turned like that. Might pull this over a little bit this time and put him up a little bit this time. Do it a little bit different if I'm not going to stamp anything there, because I think what I'm going to do Let's see where my stamp set got to here. I've got thanks or thank you. I can make this one a thank you or a thanks because my daughter teaches school and she could give this to somebody for something. I'll make it a thanks. What I want to see is these are some of my punches. And I like to see if my thanks is going to fit in there, which it will. Make sure y'all can see that. So I'm going to do my thanks on a scrap piece of white that I can punch out with that little punch. I think it'll fit. Let me check my punch for this. Where'd it go? Oh. I'll be staring at these punches and it'd be right under my nose. Yep. And I don't see them. Here it is. Let me see if this fits in here. Okay. You have to be real careful how I do it. I think I'll go ahead and punch it and then I'll stamp it. Whoops. So it has to be lined up exactly to get it to fit. All right, and then let's see. What color do I want to stamp it in? Red? Probably get a block for this. Okay. Get a block, and hopefully it's going to be straight. I think so. And I'm going to use the red because I already have it out. Thanks. Sorry if my head's in the picture, y'all. Hopefully that's somewhat straight and in the middle. I don't think I've used this stamp yet, so I'm hoping I don't get a halo or something. There, that worked. That actually stamps really pretty. Let's see. And then, I don't know if other people have space issues like I do, but I just don't feel like, I don't think I have enough space and to put things while I'm doing this. I run out of room. All right, and then I need to stamp, I'm sorry, I need to punch. I need to make sure that I can still use this. Yeah, I'll do it this direction because I want to use this as a this can be a layer as long as I cover it up completely, and I can still have it as a layer for a card. And so I try to use these pieces, those card layers that I already have cut out. Excuse me, a little bit of a dry throat. I'm gonna take a sip of my water. I think what I'm going to do is get my crumb cake ink here in a little sponge dauber. Oops, got something. That's my charger. I'm going to go around the edges to darken them up a little bit since it's going to be laying on top of another piece of crumb cake. I didn't really think that through quite right, but it's okay. This just darkens it. It's the same color. And kind of distressed or darked or however you want to call it. Of course, I'm bending it too. All right. There we go. That'll work. Those little sponge daubers, you can buy those in our online store also. I think they come 5 in a pack and they're like $5 or $5.50 or something like that. And you can actually wash those and reuse them. But if you're using them so I just used that one in crumb cake, I could still use that same one in one of these darker like copper clay or pebbled path or early espresso, and it would be fine. It's not going to matter if I just use them in a darker color without washing them. And sometimes they'll even be where they've been sitting there for a while and nothing's coming off. I'll rub them on a piece of white piece of paper and nothing will come out, and I could still actually use it probably on another color too. So you just check them first before you put them into your ink and onto your main product. You always use scrap paper. All right, and I think I need to cut this at 4 1/4. This little strip right here. I know you can't see the end of my edge of my paper cutter, but I just stuck it in there and sliced off that little edge. And so this is going to go on here somewhere. Oops, I didn't do that. I was supposed to just do it 4. Let me pull it back because I don't really want it hanging over the edge. I'll do it at 4. My brain working. Do it the right length the first time. But it was better to cut it too long than too short. I will say that. So what I did with this one was I cut a piece of Highland Heather. It's 4 by 1, I believe. And then I made this piece is 3/4 of an inch by 3 3 3/4. And so I had a little bit of an edge around it to contrast against the gorgeous grape. So this piece is going to go here, and then this will be down here. Or I could put it up here, actually. And if I keep him kind of off and down again. Oh, yeah. I think I might do that. All right, so let's finish gluing these things down. Some of it will be going on dimensionals. Let's put this piece down first. All right, so I just got a message from my mom. It's almost midnight and she's messaging me. That's okay though. Alrighty, let's see. My mom is 90 years old, so my dad is 91. So you just never know. Alrighty, so I'll put that there. Let's see. I'll put this right here. Okay. Yeah, I think these really do make cute little thank you cards. So, and do at least one as a thank you, and I can, like I said, I can give it to my daughter. And she might have, I think she's got like not a student teacher, but like an observer or something in her class this semester. So she can give her that one on her last day or something as a thank you for being part of her class or something. I think I'm gonna put it, let's see if I like this. Oh wait, I still got to put my pencil on here. I mean, I could do it without the pencil and just have the bird, but I've been wanting to use the pencil. Let's see if I still like it down here better. I already put my white piece over kind of far. Let's see if I do that over there like that. That might work better. Put that down there. I think I'm going to leave that down. I'll go take that up just a little bit actually. So kind of got it, putting it in a triangle kind of a thing going here. All right, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take my black marker on the brush end and go around these edges. If I do it on the, you can see that little tiny bit of white on the edges where I didn't cut it. I didn't want to cut off the black line, so try to get close to the black line, and then sometimes, depending on what you're laying it, if you're just laying it on something white, you're not going to notice it, that I didn't cut right up to the edge. But if you're laying it on something that's not white, you'll see the white edges. And so I'm going to go around and get those, try to get those little white edges. That one's kind of strange right there. Very strange. It's like an extra piece that's popped up there or something. Very weird. Okay. And because I'm kind of blind, so it's hard for me to see this too. But we're getting it. We're getting it. All right. I could actually drag it through the black ink pad and do the same thing, but because it's got the little curved edges down here on the end, it wouldn't work on the curves, so I'm just doing it this way. Alright. So anyway, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, I would really appreciate if you go and subscribe to my channel. And any likes or comments, the YouTube thing likes all that stuff. They like the logarithms. And anyway, likes and comments are great. Subscribes, but even better than that, yeah, to subscribe and then ask your friends to subscribe so I can get up to my 50 viewership. And hopefully that hasn't changed and I can still do my 50. I can still start doing my lives once we hit that. All right. I think I need to glue my my crumb cake piece down first. So I'm gonna glue this just straight down onto the card. Now, I do like using dimensionals a lot. However, you know, I got to keep in mind, if I'm giving this card to my daughter to mail to somebody, she's not going to want to have to worry about extra postage. So I don't want to put too much dimension on here where it's going to be an issue. So I'm gonna glue the books straight down. I don't know if y'all can tell, I don't think I've got any little white lines showing anymore. Try to get that on there straight. It's going to hang off the edge a little bit. That was another thing I did different. I just used my circle punch there on this one, and I think that circle's just a smidge bit bigger than this one. So the books fit on there just pretty far down without going off the edge. So that is a little different. And let's see, I think I did put this little guy on dimensionals. I think I'll put the thanks on dimensionals. Let's get those out. I've got some the larger ones and the smaller ones here. I'm going to put 3 of the larger ones on my thanks down here. It's going to go at the bottom. It's going to go there. Straighten up my card a little bit here so I can see what I'm doing. I'm gonna have it right out there. Oh, I gotta take the good Kim. It's getting late. It's my bedtime. It's midnight now. Yeah. So let's put this right here. And you know, I don't think this card's gonna need, I don't think I put anything on that one. Like I didn't put any like glitter or bling or anything like that. I don't think it needs it. I think it's got all the pretty colors and everything, and it doesn't really need any bling bling. And then I'm just gonna glue this one down as well. If I blinged anything, it would just be some Wink Stella on the silver, because that's metal, and it usually, you know, would shine a little bit because of it being in metal. And I'll put him, whoops, right here, let him hang over just a touch. I don't want him off the card though. Okay, it's not going off the card. Just making sure. And then we need to put some dimensions on this little guy. I can put a few big ones and then I'll fill in with a couple of little ones. I believe that's what I did on my other one. I'm gonna do that right here so I can see a little bit better what I'm doing. And I'm not gonna worry about the little legs. Just put a mini dimensional right here. Fill that in. Now, like this tail. You might want to put one on his tail right there just so it doesn't bend over. Yeah, I got one real good on the tail there. That fit just right. Just because it's a smaller piece sticking out. That piece should be all right. Alrighty. Here we go. Pull this back down here. We still need to stamp for our inside. Oops. Inside stuff. There we go. Got something goopy on there. And so subscribe to my channel if you want to order anything and use me as your demonstrator. Go to Stampin'Up.com. Search for your demonstrator, Kimberly O'Brien. If you're spending less than $150, I'd appreciate using my host code right here. That will be on there till at least the end of September. I might go 1 or 2 days into October. I can't remember what the last day of the month is. Seems like it's a Saturday actually, so I'll probably not change my code until Monday or Tuesday of that week. And then if you spend at least $35, I will send you a card kit. And my card kit right now are having Christmas cards in them. Sending out Christmas cards for card kits. And if you spend at least $50 using my host code, I'll send you a card kit and an extra little bonus gift. So appreciate your purchases or your contributions. If you live nearby and you'd like to ever just help with making cards, I can always use the help, because I said I've got this I got all these veterans cards I need to get done, and I've got some more Meals on Wheels cards I need to get done. So I've got a lot to do. I'm going to trim this one at 4 inches. Double check that, because I want it to hang out. Yes, because that's 3.5. I want this to hang off a little bit on each side. So I'm going to cut this at 4. That's my scrap. I'm going to keep it on the red. And so I'm going to put this in here like so. And then I'll be gluing this on it like here. And I want my person, you know, I'd want my daughter to have a little bit of room to write. I know she doesn't like to write. But she can have a little bit of room to write. So what can I put there? Let me see. Let me see. I had some good ones out here earlier, and I finally put all my stamps away. I had so many stamps laying out, it was crazy. Alright, bear with me just a minute. I'm going to have something. Got all my ones with sentiments on them here. May the good you do come back to you. I don't know if it's going to be that kind of thank you. Let's see. I really appreciate you. That's perfect. Okay, that's what it's going to be. I found that in this Timeless Arrangement set. It's in the current annual catalog. I really appreciate you. Let's see if I can find it. It's going to be 2 lines. That might be it right there. Yes, it is. There we go. That's the one we're using. And I'll put it on this block right here. Oops. Not quite big enough. I'm going to use a size C block instead. And I'm thinking I'm going to just go ahead and do it in red. And I'm kind of thinking I might just put it up here. Do I want to stamp like a bird or another pencil or something in here? I don't have to. As if I do, that's more coloring. I don't know that I want to do it. I think I might just want to do I really appreciate you. I mean, I could. It's not that big a deal, but I think I'll just put I really appreciate you about right here. Let me pull it down here. When I use these photopolymer stamps, these clear ones, it's usually best to put some spongy behind it. So the red rubber stamps, like this little thank you one, it's got some spongy behind it. These don't have any spongy, and it just helps you get a little bit better of a coverage, especially if it's a big stamp that has a lot of open space that has to be filled in. I don't think I've used this one, so I'm going to stamp it over here on my scrap first. Alright, it looks nice. I'm going to stamp it about right. Sorry if my head's in the way. Right there. Just hold it for a minute so I can get a nice clear. Let the ink go in there good. It turned out pretty good. Pretty nice. I just feel like I need some more color on it. Alright, I'm going to do a splatter. Let me move this because I don't. And these little pieces of cardboard came out of the paper pumpkin kits. And I do this so that I don't get splatter on things that I don't want it on. So this is my red, my real red, dark real red marker. You can use the Stampin' markers or the blender brushes. I use the this side of the pen, the brush side, and you just flick it along inside the cap, and you do it onto your card. And see, sometimes it goes places you don't want it to go, and that's why I put this here. Otherwise it'd probably be all over my iPad and other cards that I finished and making a mess. But it just adds some color. But see, she could still write with an ink pen on top of that. But it just uses up some of that white space, so it's just not so stark white, which especially against the crumb cake, it does kind of look like pretty stark when you don't put that on there. I'll have to pull this in so I can get that more centered. All right. Let's see where I'm going to glue that, about right there. All right, and then about to finish up here before I leave, I'm going to show you some of the cards that I did, some of the ones out of the kit. This I don't remember the name of the kit. I'll bring it out. I'll know it when I bring it out in a minute. But it's the masculine cards that I'm working on. And I will probably get a pack of those together so I can show you how I made those. I think I took the materials to make 2 complete cards, but I made 5 out of it and have very little material left over. I did pull in some other stuff from some other stamp sets, but not a lot. I mostly changed up the sentiment, and I added a couple little things like trees, because there wasn't a lot of stamps that had anything other than words in that particular set. So I wanted something that wasn't words that I could use on my cards. Now this turned out really cute. And then what I'll probably do is I'll probably put the pencil on the envelope. Put a couple of those because they're easy to color. So I'll put a couple of pencils on the envelopes. And that's ready to go once I get that envelope finished. Isn't that cute? All right, so let me put this here. Oops, don't need that little red piece of scrap. I'll move it out of the way. Put a couple things away, and then I can bring out those other cards to show you before I go. Again, best way to reach me is by text 864-752-5688. You text me. If you need help with ordering, if you have questions, if you want to help make cards, just whatever whatever it is, just say, I'd like to talk to you about, and then just say, placing an order. Or I'd like to talk to you about coming over and making cards. Just whatever you want to say. And then I'll call you back. I do have a day job, so I might not call you back like right away. I'm going to put these out of my way also for the time being. But I will get back with you, and we'll go over whatever you need help with. Put my red up. All right, let's move these over here out of the way. So I'm trying to find my little kit here that I was working on. Okay, here it is. So this was the kit. It's in the catalog, not in the catalog. It's on in the online store. It's called For the Guys. I took it out of the box. It was in kind of like a paper pumpkin box, but it doesn't say paper pumpkin box. It's craft colored. Looks more like, it looks like this one. Okay, comes in a cute little box like that. But for space reasons, I've been taking mine out and putting them in these little envelopes that I got off of Amazon. So, and then if I have anything left over, I do that too. And let me pull out all the goodies here that came with the set. I think my cards are in here too. Yeah, where's the cards, Kim? I had cards in here. I'll have to find them. Okay, so it's called, and it's in the, like I said, it's in the store. You can look under Kits Collection or Online Exclusives, For the Guys Card Kit. It will come with everything you need. It'll also come with a block. It will come with ink. It will come with your stamps. It will come with your card bases. It will come with envelopes. Here's the envelopes. And you can make 5 of each of these cards just like they've showed you here. Okay, you have enough materials to do all of that. That's 10 cards. And the stamp set, I believe this came with a Mossy Meadow Well, I think I wrote it on here. Online card kit, Mossy Meadow ink. It came with the Mossy Meadow little ink block. They are small like this, okay? But you can still use those. It's got all these words. Happy, so you can say Happy Father's Day, Happy Birthday, Happy Anniversary. There's thank you, there's to you, there's dad, nephew, son. For all you do, I love you. Grandson. I can't read those other ones. Brother, uncle, grandpa, friend. And I think there's a mom on here too. Even. I think there's a mom on here. Maybe. Was there a mom? What's that one? No, that says dad. There's two different dads. There's a little dad and a bigger dad. I could have sworn I saw mom. That's the son. So maybe it's all guys. Because it does say for the guys. Kit. Yeah, and then it has this little decorative thing. So this is the only little decorating. It's this little thing right here. It's the only decorative thing that came in the kit. So when I did my alternates, I pulled in some additional stamps, and of course I pulled in card bases because I'm cutting my envelopes open, because that paper goes all the way through on these envelopes. Plus the colors, like this green, you can use that on a card too. And then this one, again, that design pattern goes all the way through the card. So, and then it came with all these cutouts. I've punched them all out already. And these little pieces to go inside the cards. I kept my little stencils pieces for where I punched everything out in case I need them for something. So I've got all that packed up in there. Let me put these back inside so they don't get caught in anything. And then the card bases, they've already scored for you. I don't know if you can see that score line, so you can just fold them. I think the bases are all the same color. Yep. Oh, there's some more little goodies that go on them. I thought I had all that inside of my envelope here. Thought I did. So that's all the things in the kit. Now, what did I do with my cards? Let's see. Hang on. I had them out last night, so where did I put them? Did I put them in the wrong thing? Okay, that's my bling bag. They're not in my bling bag. Which they shouldn't. I just noticed it was thick, so I thought maybe I stuck them in there by mistake. I must have stuck them in another box by mistake. I bet I did. Oh yeah, I did. I stuck them in here with my batch from the Welcome In Paper Pumpkin Kit, because I was showing all of these to the ladies that were here last night. All my Welcome In cards here. These are the ones that are going to the nursing homes, but most of these are lady cards. Okay, so here's one I did. And another 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, let me move this out of the way so we can see these better. So these are all just a little different. They're not like the ones that were on the front of the package. So I did my own thing for all of these. And I always put, this one goes this way, and put something, so I used that little stamp to make some decorative paper. I added a colored cardstock, put something on the inside. And this one, I added this stamp from another set. I think these little leaves came out of one of my bird sets. But this is all stuff from the set. where I cut up. You can see when I cut envelopes, because I got the little curve where I use the envelopes. These little pieces came from the kit. I did stamp that tree. It was out of an older paper pumpkin kit, but that's the only thing. And then I added these little dots, adhesive back, brass dots. They're in the catalog. Again, everything from the kit except for the tree again. And then the hello came out of a different kit. And I added, actually, this is an envelope. This green is an envelope. This was part of a card base, but I embossed it with my fern embossing. This was one of those cutouts, the background piece right here in the kind of gray color. So I did add this gray cardstock. Leftover pieces from the envelope there. More little leftover pieces. See these little strips here. Little leftover pieces. Part of on one of the envelopes here. This is one of the punch outs. Again, that was a card base, and I ran it through a embossing folder. And then I realized there wasn't a whole lot of point in doing that because I covered up so much of it. And then I know I showed y'all earlier that trick where I punched something out like this. And if it's mostly going to get covered up, like those holes would have all been covered up by this piece of paper. So I cut stuff out of them. I cut these things out of, I probably cut both of those out of there. Yeah, because it's the same die cut. And then what I do inside of that one. There we go. So what I'm gonna do, I'll be getting together all the materials that I used to make these 5 cards, which was 2 of the cards from the kit, 2 of each thing, enough to make 2 cards, and I made these 5. So I'm gonna duplicate these same 5 a couple more times. I might change them up just a tiny bit as I'm going, but I'll come do I'll have it all ready to go, and I'll come do a video for that as well, so you can see how I get a lot out of this kit from the store. This is not a paper pumpkin kit, okay? So this one you just buy it from the regular Stampin' Up website for the Guys Card Kit. Let's see if there's a number. I don't think they put the numbers on these for some reason. But it's for the Guys Card Kit. You can look under Kits Collection or Online Exclusives. You can find it in both places. And then again, the paper pumpkin kits. I did get my new one in the mail. All I've done is opened it, and I hadn't even really looked at it. I just put it back in the box after I opened the packaging, so that it's called With Love and Gratitude. And so I'll be working on it after I get some of these masculine cards finished, and then I'll do some of those with you as well. But the paper pumpkins, you have to subscribe for those. You'll go to the Paper Pumpkin website and subscribe, and there's like $24.50 a month. That includes the cost of shipping, and it has everything you need in it. It's got your stamps, an ink block, and all the materials that you need to make what they show you on the picture. Most of the time it's cards. Sometimes it's like a treat bag or something like that. So anyway, if you want to subscribe to that, also you'll pick a demonstrator. And so if you don't have a demonstrator, I'd love it if you would pick me. You have to subscribe for the upcoming box by the 10th of every month. So the one that you have to subscribe now is coming up on October the 10th, and you will get it in the mail sometime around the 20th. Okay, they ship them out on the 11th. You can't go back and order it. It's done. If you haven't ordered it on the 10th, you're not going to get it. And it's a Christmas kit. It will be a kit to make Christmas cards. And then the one in November will coordinate with the October one, and it's usually tags. So you got cards and you got gift tags. But of course you can make your tags into cards too. But they will be coordinating. So if you want to get some kits, so you'll have the stuff ready made to make some Christmas cards, I suggest you sign up by October the 10th on the Paper Pumpkin website, and I appreciate it that you use me as your demonstrator if you don't have one already. Thank you guys again so much. Let me pull out these other cards that I did so we can see those. Thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate it. I hope you come back. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and ask other people to do so as well. And y'all have a good rest of your week. Take care and God bless. Bye-bye.